An 8-year-old Melbourne boy has helped save his mum's life after their Heidelberg West home caught fire. Sunrise correspondent Nick Etchells is outside the house. Nick, this little boy is being hailed a hero. What exactly did he do?
Look, he and his mother live alone in the house, and they were both asleep, and the boy was woken by a loud sound, and he was confronted by flames in his living room. So he's of course gone to wake up his mother, who did make an attempt at putting out the flames and suffered minor burns while doing that. They weren't able to do that, but they both did manage to escape out of the house, call the fire department, who came and got it under control. They were able to save most of the house, and really without this boy's quick action, it's very possible both of them might have died in the blaze. So he really is being hailed a hero this morning.
Good on him. OK, now there's also been another major blaze overnight in country Victoria.
Look, there was a very intense fire at a laundry in Healesville, about an hour outside of Melbourne. And when I say intense, it took about 100 firefighters more than an hour to bring it under control. It actually employs quite a few people, and the employees were showing up during the night when this was burning. Sadly, no one was able to save the building. It has been gutted and the roof has come down, so that business is no more after 90 years in business. But thankfully, no one was hurt, Sam.
OK, thank you. Nick Etchells there in Melbourne. After days of speculation, opposition leader Tony Abbott has formally refused to join the government's Border Protection Committee. For more on this, we are joined by 7 News political reporter Sarah Wiley. Sarah, what were Mr Abbott's reasons for not participating?
Good morning, Sam. Tony Abbott says that because the parliamentary committee is made up of the Greens and the Independents, the group that came up with the carbon tax, is likely to produce a predetermined political outcome. Now, he's written a letter to the Prime Minister saying he won't take part in the group. Instead, he's going to have discussions with the former Defence boss Angus Houston, who has a separate panel going which is linked to this parliamentary group. That means the government now has to try to win over the Greens, which will be a much harder task.
OK, Sarah, now the latest news poll is out today. Labor is continuing to lag behind.
That's right, Sam. Labor was hoping to score some votes with that extra compensation because of the carbon tax, but that just hasn't happened. We can see that the latest news poll has the coalition with a commanding lead, 56 to 44% in the two-party preferred vote. And Tony Abbott's now ahead of Julia Gillard as preferred Prime Minister. He's up to 39% compared to 36%. Labor MPs have repeatedly said that it will take time for the polls to turn around once the carbon tax is in. I guess they're hoping that will be before the next election, Sam.
I bet they are. Thank you, Sarah. Sarah Wiley there in Canberra. The body of the latest Australian soldier killed in Afghanistan has been returned home to his family. At a moving repatriation ceremony, Sergeant Blaine Diddams was honoured for his dedication as an SAS veteran. The 40-year-old was shot dead by an insurgent last week.
We all feel the pain and sacrifice of a soldier in service to his nation.
Sergeant Diddams is the 33rd Australian soldier to be killed during the war in Afghanistan. Protests over the downgrading of a New South Wales jail are set to intensify this morning as the blockade heads into its 5th day. Locals in Grafton are preparing to rally against the state government's plans to turn the 250-bed prison into a remand centre, which would see the loss of 108 jobs. Hundreds of people have been protesting outside the jail since Friday. Union officials will discuss possible statewide strike action at today's gathering. And just an update on the fog in Sydney. The airport now says the haze could cause disruptions to the schedule this morning. Passengers are being advised to contact their airline for details about their flights. One of Hollywood's most famous couples, Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, have reached a speedy settlement in their divorce. Holmes' attorney has announced an agreement has been signed by both actors, officially ending their 5-year marriage. Holmes filed for divorce less than 2 weeks ago, allegedly over Tom's involvement with Scientology. It's believed Katie will get sole custody of their 6-year-old daughter, Suri.